Puerto Rican Historical Facts Part 2, 1930s through 1970s Sterilization without consent. As you may already assume, this slide is not an easy read, so let's jump on it pretty quick. 1930s through 1970s sterilization without consent. By the 1970s, 1/3 of the women in Puerto Rico were sterilized, the highest sterilization rate in the world. This belief was that some people are more fit to reproduce than others, and that poor brown people in a so-called underdeveloped nation were not fit to reproduce. From 1930s to 1970s, the United States FDR had grown fearful of how black and brown communities were reproducing at a higher rate than the white community was. The US believed people in Puerto Rico were inferior to them, therefore they were overpopulating. Women in Puerto Rico were used as an experiment to halt reproduction by sterilizing women without their consent. Many women were told these were safe and reversible procedures. The birth control pill was also first tested on women in Puerto Rico. Women died and had miscarriages because of the testing of the pill. The company Procter & Gamble encouraged these behaviors by doctors so they could profit off their products. In 1937, the US imposed Law 116 that legalized these sterilization methods for the economy to stabilize. This caused 1/3 of the women in Puerto Rico to be sterilized by the 1970s. Watch the 1982 documentary La Operación. For more information, in Puerto Rico, sterilization was so common that women referred to it as La Operación, the operation, at Freedom for Puerto Rico. This is clear acts of genocide against my people. Science knew the Taino mitochondria came in through Puerto Rican women. The same thing might be said for the African lineage as well. However, the Taino lineage is a factor for national identity that ties to the island itself. I had definitely heard this from Puerto Rican women who have spoken of this, not necessarily anywhere, just like women would normally have a conversation. A lot of women seem to know of this, and not only that, are angry and are activists against the Puerto Rican genocide, or even that they were sterilized without even their consent. These are people like you and me. At first, I thought this was done quickly, but this slide confirms this event had a duration of 40 years. This casually explains why Puerto Ricans have fought. However, that's it for this episode. Courtesy of @Nishawepa and @Freedom for Puerto Rico. Like, share, and subscribe. This is Abaquetone Borique, and I'll see you on the next video.